Hello students. In the previous lesson you have already learned about the different parts of the female reproductive system. Now today we are going to learn about the internal structure of the ovary here. Now if you look at the picture here, you will see this is the internal structure of the ovary. The outermost part of the ovary here, this one is the tunica albuginea. Inside this ovary, you will get two zones present. One is the outer cortex here, this part, which is lined by reticular connective tissue. The inner part here is the medulla, which consists of areolar connective tissue. Now inside this medulla, you will find that there are various stages of follicles. Now we are going to start with the primary follicle here. Now every month in females, the primary follicles will give rise to a mature Graafian follicle, and the other follicles will remain small as it is. So we are going to take only one follicle here, and we are going to see how these primary follicles grow into a matured Graafian follicle. So in every month, only one follicle will start growing bigger. So first is the primary follicle here, then the secondary follicle, it is going bigger and bigger, and eventually it is becoming a bigger size, a matured Graafian follicle here. This Graafian follicle has got secondary oocyte present here. We are going to discuss about the Graafian follicle now. As the primary follicle give rise to a mature Graafian follicle, this Graafian follicle looks like this. It has got a secondary oocyte here, and this secondary oocyte is one step before the egg formation. This secondary oocyte is surrounded by many layers of follicular cells, this part, and these cells are known as discus proligerus. And this structure, this whole structure, if you see, this structure is inside a cavity, and this cavity here is known as the antrum. This antrum is filled with viscous liquid like this, and this viscous liquid is known as the liquor folliculi, this one. If you see the picture here carefully, you will find that this secondary oocyte is not floating inside this antrum. Rather, it is suspended inside a cavity with the help of some cells here, the cells. And these cells are known as cumulus oophorus, this part. This cumulus oophorus is also known as germ hill. Here, this cavity is also surrounded by some cells, which are known as granulosa cells. And this granulosa cells is also further covered by two layers. One is the outer externa and the inner interna. So this was all about the internal structure of the Graafian follicle here. By now you have understood the internal structure of the Graafian follicle. So after this Graafian follicle gets matured, for the next stage it will rupture, and because of this rupturing, the secondary oocyte will get released. And this secondary oocyte, if you see here carefully, it is still surrounded by the cells which is known as the discus proligerus, which I have already discussed while I was teaching the internal structure of the Graafian follicle. Now this process of releasing of secondary oocyte from the Graafian follicle is known as ovulation. Now after ovulation, what happens? The empty Graafian follicle remains like this, and this empty Graafian follicle undergo three stages. What are these? Now, as the secondary oocyte gets released here, from the empty Graafian follicle, the blood vessels get ruptured and little bit of blood comes out. This part is known as corpus hemorrhagicum. Now, after some time, what happens? Clotting occurs. And the structure which is formed after clotting here is known as the corpus luteum. And this corpus luteum acts as an endocrine gland. Which secretes hormones known as progesterone. What I am talking now, listen to this very carefully. What is it? If fertilization takes place, then this corpus luteum here, which I talked about, will persist. If fertilization does not take place, this corpus luteum will degenerate and it will form corpus albicans. So if fertilization occurs, then the corpus luteum will be present. And if fertilization is not occurring, then corpus luteum will degenerate, result in the formation of corpus albicans. Clear? Every female undergoes up to the ovulation period, that is the release of secondary oocyte from the corpus luteum, from the Graafian follicle. That is why every month the egg is released. Now, depending upon the fertilization, that is whether fertilization will take place or not, corpus luteum will persist. So till ovulation period, this date-wise and day-wise event will be more clear to you once you learn menstrual cycle. But the thing which you need to keep that in mind is that the release of egg, that is this part, takes place on the 14th day of your menstrual cycle of the females. So this was all about the internal structure of the ovary. In the next part, you're going to learn about the external genitalia of the female reproductive system, how they help in the process of reproduction. Thank you.